What we're doing here is we're doing a self-massage for our feet and our calf muscles. What's up everyone, Coach Gabriel Shaw, MoveSpace.com, coming at you with some recovery training tips to help your feet and your ankles recover faster so you can stay active longer. This video is a request made for Miles and Tessa's students in the Swing Literacy Program, so check them out at CanadianSwingChampions.com. And today what I'm going to do is give you a few exercises that you can do at home or wherever you are to help you recover faster, to help you stay dancing longer. This video is going to be really good for dancers, but I know a lot of you also do other activities, whether it's running or hiking or other sports where you have a lot of demand on your calf and your ankle and your foot muscles, and therefore we want to do some recovery exercises for them. So this video is going to focus primarily on the recovery aspects of training, because sometimes when we're dancing a lot, we already have a lot of demand on the muscles. But that's not to say that conditioning isn't also a prerequisite, so hang with me to the end and we'll also show you a couple of conditioning tips you can use to get ready for those dance events or those dance practices. So what you need for this video is something to do myofascial release. So that could be a ball like this, or maybe a foam roller. Really, a lacrosse or a tennis ball and a foam roller is a really good combo to have, so I recommend everybody has that. You're also going to need some sort of step, and also an elastic or a strap might come in handy later, so grab onto those. The first thing we're going to use is the tennis ball. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some release for the arches of the foot. So first thing I want you to do is just start moving the ball right along the bottom of your foot. So just nice and gently, no weight on the ball, just roll it back and forth. Now what I want you to do is just right behind the ball of your foot, rest your whole foot down on the ball. You can let your heel rest on the ground, melt your foot around the ball, just like a wet mop, let it fall over to the ball. Just hold on to that for just one moment, and what I'll do is I'll show you some of those arches of the foot that we're going to be trying to release. So you can see here, these are the arches of the foot. So right now we are looking at this transverse arch, and we're just rolling right in the center. Now if you want to move the ball over to the inside or a little bit over to the outside, go ahead and try that now. Just allow the weight of your foot to melt around the ball. In just a moment we're going to do this inside and this outside arch as well. We're going to be on that ball for 2 minutes. Here's what we're really trying to release, what we're trying to let go. So sometimes we have plantar fasciitis, which is an inflammation in these ligaments and tendons. By the way, you can see all these muscle attachments underneath the foot, and we're going to talk about that more when we do to the stability. But this overall fascia sometimes gets inflamed and gives us a lot of pain in the bottom of the foot. So that's what we're trying to release right now. Go ahead and move the ball just to the other side of that transverse arch if you haven't already. So go back and start rolling this medial arch, and all you have to do is put the ball right around here and then just allow the foot to melt around the ball. So we're working on that medial arch for just a moment. You can see how that plantar fascia is connected to that Achilles tendon, which sometimes gives us pain on the back of our ankle. So if you felt that, we're also going to look at some stretches for the muscles that insert into that Achilles tendon, that gastrocnemius and that soleus. So let's move that ball now over toward our lateral arch. So now we're going to move right to the outside, put the ball right on the inside of this line here, find a spot where you're really feeling it, and then let your weight just settle down on the ball. And we're just going to be here a moment longer on this foot. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and come off the ball and just relax and just shake your feet and feel your foot on the ground. Maybe do little pulses, feel how that feels like. You should feel a little bit more awake in the bottom of the foot, and you should feel your arch moving a little bit more. And so that's really what we want. So then of course you can just do your other foot the same way. Remember, we started with rolling out the bottom. Again, this just takes about 2 minutes on the bottom of each foot. And your transverse arch, you might ball the foot, so on the foot, down on the ground. We're going to look through the side, we do the local exercises when you go to the inside of that transverse arch. Let your foot melt around the ball. Go to the outside of that transverse arch, let your foot melt around the ball. So then we do a little trigger movement there, so we can try to squeeze into those. You know, put so much pressure, there's no place you can stand, but do that. And then we go to that inside arch, when the heel arch is relaxed, let your foot back on the ball. So this is really good if your feet give you pain after a long dance. I definitely recommend you do this. And now just feel what that feels like. Do a couple pulses, feel, maybe do a couple of your foot rolling and see what the difference is. So I'm going to move on to my foam roller. And I'm going to start rolling now those muscles on the back of the leg, just like we talked about that insert into that Achilles tendon, hitting now the opposite side of my ankle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one foot on the roller just like that. The other foot I like to just go right over the top. Really slowly start rolling from the bottom of the calf muscle, not the ankle itself, but the calf muscle, all the way up to the top of the calf muscle, not the knee itself. Just do a couple rolls nice and gentle. Notice I'm lifting myself up here. That's just to get a little more weight on the roller. If you want more weight, you can lift up or lean more over the roller. If you find a spot that's talking to you a little bit, in other words, you're getting an increased sensation in the bottom of that foot, just rest on that spot and see if you can't get some release or relaxation through that muscle. Maybe pointing or flexing the toe. What we're doing here is we're doing a self-massage for our feet and our calf muscles so that it helps to release the knots that are in the muscle. We can maybe move a little bit to different parts of the muscle. And when you help relieve those knots in the muscle, you help the muscle work better, recover faster, get better blood flow. By the way, not only dancing longer, but this can also be good for runners, hikers, swimmers. Good, let's just go ahead and try that same thing on the other side. Again, you might just start rolling nice and gentle, and then just find a spot that's talking to you. You can choose to lean in a little bit or put that weight down on. You can choose to go back and forth with the toe. You can choose to lift up. Whatever helps you feel a nice sense of release and relaxation. Keep going with your ankle. If I'm controlling my weight shifting in my dancing, then I need to use those calf muscles. Or even if I'm just walking, and if you're doing a pointed toe walk like a lot of dancers do, or I want to try to move quickly on the spot for a little bit quicker song or for some footwork, I'm going to really be doing a lot of demand on this, which is why sometimes people get pain in the back of the ankle, especially when you take on too much, too quick, like we're doing a lot of training either for a big dance event or from something else. So you can go ahead and relax off that roller now. There's a lot of other things that can be done with myofascial release, so we can do a whole video where we just focus on different things with myofascial release for the feet, and maybe we will in the future. But for now, let's move on, and I'll show you a couple of other exercises. So this next couple, we're just going to move our feet around a few different ways. It's always good to do a little gentle mobility after to stimulate that blood flow and get rid of delayed onset muscle soreness after we've used our foot a lot. So we're just going to move our foot a couple of different ways. So I'm going to do this actively, and this is going to start stimulating a little bit of muscle action to help prepare me for dance or help loosen things up after my dance. So you can grab onto a wall or a chair. All I'm going to do is I'm going to try to point the bottom of my foot one direction and then the other way. So what you can see is that I'm not turning my foot this way, and I'm not turning my leg this way, and I'm not really pointing and flexing the toe. What I'm doing is I'm supinating and pronating the foot or turning the foot inside and outside. And you're going to feel a little bit of stretch here on the outside of the foot and then a little bit of stretch here on the inside of the foot. And let's try the other side. Good. Now we can go to our point and our flex. So just pointing the toe, pulling it up, pointing the toe, pulling it up. And then the other side, just about 10 on each side. And then I'm going to draw a big foot circle with the toe. And then go to the side, just a nice big smooth circle. Again, we're stimulating the blood flow and we're stretching a little bit the ankles in all directions, and that is going to help us reduce muscle soreness, especially after we've worked a lot. Now let me show you just a couple of stretches for those muscles on the calf that often give people a hard time. One of the ways that I really like to stretch the calf is by elevating my foot. Just going to elevate the ball of my foot a little bit. My knees are going to stay straight and I'm going to lean forward. And what I'm going to feel is I'm going to get a stretch along both calf muscles. Now I always like to do repetitions of stretching so that I get more comfortable moving in and out of that range of motion. So you can see I'm going to do very slow, nice and controlled little pulses, just like that. And if I want to do that one even better, then I'm going to bend my knees. This is going to get into more of that soleus muscle. I'm going to bend my knees and press my knees forward. I'm going to feel that now lower, and this muscle is especially sore if you're doing a lot of sustained action, like a lot of dancing over a long time, or running at a very slow speed for a long time, or even hiking at a very slow intensity for a long time. This muscle is going to give you a hard time. So what I like to do with this exercise is hips go forward and then knees go forward. Straighten the knees, hips go forward. You should feel that higher on your leg, and then knees go forward. You can just do about 10 times to each one. I like to use a wall so I can get a little bit more stretch right at the bottom of the foot. And put the ball of my foot against the wall so it's higher, and then I'm just going to press my knee against the wall, and that's going to stretch a little bit more on the bottom of my foot. Come out, press, 2, 3. And you can just do about 10 times, very slow, very controlled little pulses, 10 times on each side. And already I'm starting to feel a lot better on my calves and the bottom of my feet. Okay, so this is a few quick stretches and recovery exercises that you can do to help you dance for longer, help recover quicker after your dance. Again, these exercises are also good for after a long day of running or hiking or other exercises that require a lot of strength in the bottom of your foot. What we're going to do next is look at some stability exercises that are going to help you to prepare for those activities a little bit better so that your foot is nice and strong and ready to go.